Hi, Rose here. I hope you've been enjoying the videos regarding the history of the organization and the different doctrinal changes that have been made over the last 145 years or more since it started, since the organization started. This video is going to be one of my personal ones. If any of you have followed my channel or my podcast, I've pretty much shared most of my journey, how I was feeling, what I was going through, and what I was going through and how it made me feel, if that makes sense. Something recently has happened, and it's been very, very difficult for me. One of my family members found out how I feel. Not by this channel, but because this person just outright asked me if I believed in the governing body, and I couldn't hold it in anymore. I mean, it was such a blatant question. It wasn't, do I believe in God? Do I believe in Jesus? No. The question he asked was, do I believe in the governing body? And that shocked me. I mean, I was expecting it. Everyone that is PMO definitely expects it, and those who are POMO know about it. But anyhow, I was asked, and I said no. Well, if anybody knows how that goes and you've said something like that, it's not a good thing. We went back and forth. I did everything I told myself I wouldn't do. I told myself I would keep myself under control and I wouldn't blast him with information. But guess what? I did. Oh, geesh. I guess that happens when you just know too much. But anyhow, I blasted him with information. And he said some really vile things to me. Oh, man, that hurt. I was expecting it. I've read about it. I've heard about it. I know about it. But when it actually happens to you, it's wow. So that's happening. Now, whether or not he tells everyone else in my family, I don't know. Oh. So in case anybody who follows me that is in the medical community hears this, the pain we have to go through just because we don't believe as they do any longer. Unless you've ever gone through it, you can't understand it. And what's even harder is when somebody is all by themselves. Because, especially as a born-in, but even those that have been in since childhood, we're told we are supposed to be separate from the world. We're supposed to be no part of the world, have no association, because that would be bad association that spoils useful habits. So that isolates every single witness, every single person they know, except if they go to work. But now imagine that you're working for other witnesses. So absolutely everybody you know is one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and because you stop believing like they do, because of things you found out that were negative and are not allowed to share with anybody, because then you're being divisive, they don't know anybody. We have no associations. All of our associations are one of Jehovah's Witnesses. all of the family that we are allowed to have any association with is one of Jehovah's Witnesses, our worldly, quote unquote, family, we shouldn't be hanging out with them because they're bad association. How? Why is our worldly family bad association? They would never turn their backs on us just because we don't believe like they do. But that's what we have to go through. And now imagine that we reach out to the medical community and we can't find anybody because nobody really understands what we're going through. And sometimes actually going to the medical community harms us more. Because when you're told by doctor after doctor, counselor after counselor, psychiatrists, psychologists, the list goes on. Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been very hard for you. Oh my freaking goodness. No, it was really easy. I skipped and smiled the entire time. Anyhow, I wanted to make a short video about what I'm going through right now. It's hard. It's not easy. And it's not something that we can think happy thoughts about and think it away or be hopeful for. Because what are we supposed to be hopeful for? Losing everybody in our life. It's a living death. Does anybody understand that who hasn't lost everybody? It's a living death. So hopefully anybody that is in the same position that hears this understands that there's others that feel the same way. I feel your pain. And I'm so sorry that this organization has that much power and that much control. And they're based in the United States of America. They've enslaved witnesses within the land of the free, within lands of the free. They've enslaved witnesses, and people say, no, you can just leave. Really? Really? How? Without losing everybody you know. How? Oof. Rough. I mean this when I say this at the end of every single one of my videos. Please take care and stay strong. We aren't going to let the men in Warwick, on whatever level they are on, win. Especially the ones at the top. The imperfect men who, we make mistakes, but we don't have to apologize for, say. They admit that they're not inspired or directed by the Holy Spirit, and, word salad and then say, oh, but the Holy Spirit directed us to do this. Oh, BS. You can't have it both ways, guys. You can't have it both ways. Nope, you can't. Anyhow, don't let them win. You stay strong. And as always, thank you very much for hearing me out. Rose out.